2 years ago, Alan Whitaker's life was upended. What began as a typical weekend quickly spiraled into a nightmare that would alter the course of his life. His wife, Lauren, was out of town on a much-anticipated girls' trip with her mother and sisters, leaving Alan at home with their 8-year-old son, Caleb, and 6-year-old daughter, Lily. Just one night before Lauren was set to return, Alan received a chilling message from her. It was abrupt, barely a few words, but the weight was undeniable. I know what you did. Be gone when I get home. Bewildered and devastated. He tried reaching out to her, but every call was ignored, and his messages went unanswered. Left in limbo, Alan clung to hope that it was all some terrible misunderstanding. When Lauren returned, her arrival was explosive. She stormed into their home, accusing him of betraying her with her friend, Jenna, and even insinuating other women were involved. The accusations came fast, each one a dagger, with no room for Alan's pleas of innocence. Days of relentless arguments left him drained, but his frustration and pain grew. Finally, Alan told Lauren that if she truly believed he'd betray their family, then it was her choice to leave. With a steely resolve, she packed her bags, took the children, and filed for divorce. The days that followed felt like a waking nightmare. When Alan thought he couldn't possibly feel any lower, the police knocked on his door with a court order, and his children were taken from him. For 5 agonizing months, he didn't see Caleb and Lily. Lauren had fabricated stories about abuse and neglect, turning their once-close bond into a fractured mess of legal battles and court hearings. Alan fought desperately, but it was an uphill climb. Finally, after half a year of heartache and costly legal fees, he was granted weekend visitation rights. The first reunion with his children was both beautiful and heartbreaking. Caleb and Lily, eyes red with tears, clung to their father as if their lives depended on it. Their pain mirrored his own, and they were bursting with stories, recounting every painful detail of their time away. From him, Alan began to record their visits, documenting everything they said. He consulted his lawyer, who suggested they hire a private investigator to gather evidence, sparing the kids from further involvement. The investigator uncovered disturbing truths. Lauren's claims were not only exaggerated but false. She had relied on gossip and lies, not facts, to tear their family apart. Armed with this evidence, Alan fought for custody. His determination paid off. He now shared custody, giving him a full week with his kids every other week. Not long after this arrangement began, Alan heard rumors from former friends who had shut him out. At a party, Lauren's friend Jenna had too much to drink and openly bragged about how she had manipulated Lauren into believing Alan was unfaithful. Jenna admitted that she never thought it would be so easy to plant doubts in Lauren's mind, laughing as she described the scene to anyone who would listen. When Lauren heard Jenna's confession, she was furious. It was in that moment she finally realized the colossal mistake she had made. Lauren began reaching out, her remorse pouring through messages and phone calls. She enlisted her family, old friends, and even mutual acquaintances to help her get through to Alan. Apologies came flooding in from those who had cut ties, but Alan was unmoved. Each unanswered call was a reminder of the pain and betrayal he'd endured. In his mind, the damage was irreparable, not just because of the lies, but because Lauren had weaponized his children against him. Lauren even went so far as to approach Alan's parents. His father had no patience for her, bluntly telling her that she had torn the family apart. However, Alan's mother, Evelyn, had a more empathetic approach. She encouraged Alan to consider reconciliation for the sake of the children, insisting that they would benefit from a 2-parent household. Alan felt a surge of anger toward his mother, unable to understand how she could dismiss his suffering so easily. Her suggestion felt like a betrayal, a wound that now threatened to estrange them as well. This last straw made Alan question everything. The toxic guilt his mother tried to impose weighed heavily on him, and he wondered if he was losing her too. Now more than ever, Alan needed to make his feelings crystal clear. He wanted his mother to understand that the choice to separate from Lauren was not born of resentment alone, but of a profound need to protect his children from a harmful environment. How could he bridge this widening chasm with his mother? Alan pondered every word, every nuance. He knew that if he didn't address this now, he risked losing more than his marriage. He might lose the family that he had fought so hard to keep intact.